Hello everyone, Black Rose Duelist here, and today I'm bringing you a deck profile of Madolche's post BOSH, or Breakers of Shadows if you want to get nasty. So stupid. Anyways, this is post BOSH, so we have the Solemn Notices and the Twin Twisters and the Cyber Dragon Infinity, which do help the deck a bit. The deck is it has a pretty bad matchup against Pepe, and getting the Solemn Notices, or the Strikes, which they'll be called, and the Twin Twisters will help them out a lot with that match, because Solemn Notice, or Solemn Strike, whatever you want to call it, is really, really good against the Pepe matchup. So this will help it, along with the Twin Twisters being able to also send cards to your graveyard for Hoot Cake fodder, so it kind of helps the deck in other ways as well. Also, Cyber Dragon Infinity helps the matchup because now you can go into more of a lockdown build where you can go into set the Solemns and have a Infinity first turn pretty easily, especially with the Solemn Notices. So the deck does improve a ton with this new set, and I'm excited to see how it performs. So let's get into the deck profile. So, like I said, let's get into this deck profile. We start off with two Effect Veilers, proven to be pretty good this format because Veiler can Veiler a Joker, and it can Veiler the Magician Pendulum Kid that destroys Scales, and it can Veiler a Ptolemy, or Ptolemy, however you say it. Anyways, Veiler can Veiler all those things, negate all those effects, and literally banish them like a Veiler. Anyways, Veiler is very good. I almost say it's better than Maxi, but it's not. But it's definitely a very good hand trap that you need to play in this deck, especially because you need targets for Hoot Cake. Next, we have Triple Angeli. Angeli is the lone player of the deck, but even better, because you can go Angeli, Tribute, summon Hoot Cake, banish Angeli, summon Messenger Lotto, search Chateau, play Chateau, and on top of it, Angeli makes it so Hoot Cake can't die by battle. So, you're at a place where you special summoned a Hoot Cake and special summoned a Messenger Lotto and got a Chateau. That's 3 cards off of one Angeli. That's pretty yummy, if you ask me. I said yummy because Madolche's food. Yummy. Next, we have the 3 Hoot Cake, and 3 Hoot Cake is arguably the most important monster in the deck, because with Hoot Cake, you can special summon any Madolche in your deck, as you please, by banishing 1 monster in your graveyard. And on top of that, it's important because you want no monsters in your graveyard for Pudding-Cess and Knights. And Hoot Cake banishes the monsters from your graveyard once per turn, so that kind of gets rid of the monsters for you. Hoot Cake also goes to 2,000 with Chateau, and for it being a monster that keeps on going back to your hand when it dies, so it never really dies, it's a floater, it's pretty good being a 2,000 beater. It's also a level 3, which is its only downside. Honestly, if it was level 4, it would probably be like limited or something because it'd be that good. But lots of crazy plays you can do with it. Go Hoot Cake, banish a Madolche. You can special summon Angeli, and then you can tribute Angeli, and then Angeli can summon any Madolche. It gets pretty crazy. So, Hoot Cake is definitely needed for the deck, almost as much as the 3 Mageline is. You could maybe get with only playing 2 Hoot Cake, because you can special summon it off of Angeli, but Mageline you need 3 of, because it's the Stratos of the deck. Not only is it Stratos, but you can also activate its effect when it's flip summoned, as well as normal summoned. You can't get the effect when it's regularly special summoned, so that's why you don't special summon it off of Hoot Cake or Angeli. But Mageline makes it so you can get into your Angelis, your Hoot Cakes. It can even search itself. So if you're at a position in your game where you don't really need to get any Madolches, it's still fun to normal summon your Mageline, then search another Mageline, so next turn you have another monster in your hand that you can summon, but you also have a way to search other ones later in the game. She's also level 4, and she's one of your main targets, or fodder, for going into your Queen Tiramisu. Next, we have the 3 Messengerado. And Messengerado, oh gosh, some people play 2 of him. I understand why they play 2 of him, but I honestly think it's best at 3 because I'm playing the 2 Mufwelly, and Mufwelly, you can normal summon it, special summon Messengerado, so that way the ones in your hand aren't dead. The problem with Messengerado is sometimes you don't want 1 or 2 in your hand, but because I said I do play the Mufwelly, and I have the Madolche to also search the Mufwelly, it makes it so the Messengelados in your hand aren't dead. But Messengerado is your biggest beat stick in the deck, main deck, besides Pudding Cess if you have the things in your no grave monsters. It's 2100 with the Chateau, and it's a pretty good big beater. Like Hoot Cake, when you have the Chateau out, when it dies, it goes back to your hand, so you can keep summoning it and summoning it and summoning it. And it's really important because you need level 4s with Hoot Cake and Angeline. What happened? Deanne, don't kick me out when I'm doing a video. Under getting kicked out, we have the 2 Mufwelly, which, like I said, is very important with the Messengerado and the Pudding Cess. Oh my gosh. I don't notice that because DN kicked me out. It didn't let me save my deck, so I had to go back and fix my deck because it was before BOSH. But we're all fixed up now, kids. Just kidding. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. See, DN, that's why you don't kick me out in the middle of doing a video. Anyways, now I guess you can see I'm not that good at editing. I'm just kind of going with the flow. Anyways, Mufwelly is important because I'm playing the 1 Princess and the 3 Messengelados, and those sometimes get dead in your hand. So you have a way to get around that by special summoning them off of Mufwelly. On top of that, going Mufwelly into Hoot Cake, then Hoot Cake summoning a Messengerado getting Chateau, and then you can Xyz summon into Invoker, then Invoker gets another Messengerado, then you can Xyz onto a Tiramisu. So the Mufwelly plus Hoot Cake combo is an instant Tiramisu and a rank 3. So that's very important, and you can't get that anywhere else besides playing Mufwelly. So Mufwelly is important. I play 2 of it. I think 2 is a perfect number. 3 way too much. 1 too little, I think. The 1 Pudding Cess. Now, the reason why I play the Pudding Cess is because if you read Madolche Nights, it's pretty redonkadonk. If you have no monsters in your graveyard, you can activate, it's a counter trap, negate a monster's effect. So, like I said, one of the reasons why this deck has an edge is because of Valor. Knights is the same thing as the Valor, but it's a counter trap, so it gets around more things. So you can negate the Jokers, the Pendulum Magicians, the Performer Pal Pendulum Magician, the Ptolemy, all of those. You can get around that really easy with Knights. But on top of that, its second effect is, if you control Madolche Pudding Cess, shovel 1 random card from your opponent's hand into the deck. Now, you get to negate an effect, and you get to shuffle a card from your opponent's hand to the deck. That's pretty good. And on top of that, Pudding Cess isn't too bad of a card anyways right now. When you have no cards in your grave and you have a Chateau out, it's 2300, which is pretty good. But when it attacks, you can destroy a card in your opponent's field. That's a way of getting around the pendulum scales. So, Pudding Cess is actually pretty good. At 1. I would not play it at 2 or 3. Mufwelly gets around its deadness in the hand, and it's also a pretty good summon mid to late game when you don't have enough rank 4s to go into or level 4s to go into a rank 4. And you can just go Angeli or Hoot Cake into a Pudding Cess that's 2300 that can get over mostly everything. So Hoot Cake, Pudding Cess is a pretty good rendition. That did not make sense. Next, we have the final hand trap, which is Max C. Now, Max C is pretty important because Pepe and Cosmo do a lot of special summoning in their turn. They didn't see Cosmo, they go, like, normal summon a Cosmo, banish into a ship, that's one. Then they go, like, E-Telly, banish into another ship. So you end up getting 2 or 3 draws of a 1-turn Cosmo. Then Pepe, they get all their special summons off with the Magicians, the Mages, the Perform Mages, the Instant Fusions, the Pendulum Summon, the Synchro Summoning, the Xyz Summoning. There's lots of times they Xyz and Special Summon in the turn. So Max C gets you a lot of draws in that matchup too. On top of that, the Hoot Cake, you need fodder in the grave. Next, we have the 3 Instant Fusion because it's very important to go into your Xyz as well as the newly Infinity, which is a very powerful card. Next, we have 2 Chateau, 2 Ticket. Some people play one of each, but I think it's very important to play 2 of each, because if they go in the grave and you don't have a way to shuffle them back, Tiramisu is the only one to do that. You really do need these cards. If you get 2, Twin Twisters at 2 now, there's a lot of chances where your opponent will destroy them. Next, we have the 3 Upstart Goblin to help with the consistency, the 1 Boundless, 2 Madolche Knights, as I explained, 1 Palooza, because a lot of times, especially now with Angel, you get lots of Madolche stuck in your hand, and the Princess and the Messenger Lotto are really good when you switch something off of them. The 2 Notice and the Warning, really good against Pendulums, as well as the Emptiness. If you can get a Tiramisu plus an Emptiness, you're pretty set. Extra deck, we have 2 Norden, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Castel, 1 Cyber Dragon Infinity, 1 Nova, 1 Emerald, 1 Cowboy, 1 Invoker, 2 Tiramisu, 1 Utopia, 1 Harlan Draco, 1 Ptolemaeus. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry, you guys are going to get mad at me. I don't care. 1 Zen Mains. So that's the extra deck. I want to point out Tiramisu is fantastic against Pendulums. You have to wipe out a whole scale. Or for Cosmos, it doesn't target, so you kind of get rid of their big ships. This deck is great against Cosmo. So I just want to say this deck is really good, especially post BOSH. It has a really good Cosmo matchup, a pretty good Magispector matchup, and it can hold up against Pepe. I would say this is definitely in the top 10 decks of the format. If you want to see my top 5 deck list of January 2015, the top 5 decks post BOSH, I'll leave a link in the description below. You can check that out. It's very interesting. Anyways, thank you for watching. I love Madolche. I've always loved Madolche. If you look at my last channel, I made so many decks and builds around Madolche. It was crazy. So it's fun to see them being a pretty good contender in this format. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.